Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're going to do a little bit of research into how we think Xabi Alonso might line up the Real Madrid team. Now, if you do enjoy the tactics, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And as always, if you've got any suggestions, any requests, anything you wish, be sure to leave a comment below because we've still got a ton of time until the next FM and you can have your way. So let's get on into today's video, and we are going to start off with his current team, of course, Leverkusen. So then, first off, it's going to be by Leverkusen, and we don't win one trophy, we don't win two, we don't win three, we win all four trophies. Now, I always love to get a chance to use the Leverkusen team because they've got so much attack and talent, and when you are playing a three-back system, you can use your Grimaldo, your Frimpong. You can have such a good time with two of the world's best wing-backs, two of the finest. Now, when it comes to what we actually done, the German Super Cup, we're going to beat Stuttgart 2-0. The Pokal, we're going to beat Borussia Mönchengladbach 6-0. The Europa League, we are going to beat Brighton 2-0. And the Bundesliga, we're going to have a great time. One loss, and even with it just being one loss, Bayern were only 4 points behind us, so they really did push us to the maximum limits. Boniface is going to be your top goal scorer, just behind him, a little bit behind him, over half the goals behind him. Florian Wirtz and Adli, really good to see. The most clean sheets from our goalkeeper, and your candidates that I was talking about, Grimaldo, Frimpong, are going to be in the top assisters. Team stat-wise, 114 goals, over 600 shots, immaculate possession, actually joint with Borussia Dortmund, the best pass completion. We actually took home basically every stat line apart from the one that we physically couldn't win because we had possession and we weren't really the ones putting in tackles. So that is absolutely incredible. The data hub, 3.35 goals per game, 0.59 conceded. Getting on for a 91 actually % pass completion, a very high tackle win ratio. And despite having tons of possession and also good pass completion, we also had a lot of shots per game. So we are literally doing everything really well. Now this game, obviously against Borussia Mönchengladbach in the German Cup final, it was one way, but I thought I'd show you the highlights because you can really see where the goals come from. And the first goal come from putting a very dangerous ball into the box, and at the end of the day, you get the ball in there, mistakes can happen, and a big mistake did happen, as Xhaka is going to pick up the ball, play a wonderful ball through into Adli, one-on-one, and that is an incredible finish into the top right-hand corner. Absolutely beautiful. We are now going to play out from the back with Xhaka on the ball, plenty of time, plays it into Grimaldo, who's obviously such a good player, through into Adli again, and this is what I mean. If you can get the ball into Grimaldo, into Frimpong, let them run at the back line, they will cause issue after issue. And majority of the play come from being in a wide area, whether it be from the wing backs or from one of the attacker midfield players, and then driving it back inside. And it's exactly what we done in this final over and over and over. And it wouldn't be a JoshDaly video without a JoshDaly set piece. And the goals kept coming. Frimpong down the right-hand side into Florian Wirtz. Again, as I keep stressing, wide areas. Drags it back inside, and this time, he goes alone. Absolutely incredible. Then we go over to Brighton, and you might have saw a little spoiler with Brighton because of course we did actually win the Europa League against this Brighton team with none other than Leverkusen. The English Cups weren't horrific because this is a very tough fixture and a semi-final appearance isn't too bad in the FA Cup. The Premier League was absolutely beautiful, 32 wins, 2 draws and only 4 losses, where we had a lot of players really high up in the goals. Verbruggen, one of the best goalkeepers in this game, dominating the clean sheets, and stat-wise, again, not as many goals, nowhere near as many goals. We have fallen down a little bit in the rankings in possession. Defensively, we didn't slip at all, but we are, of course, not as dominant as what we are going to be with a Leverkusen, and that's because there's a tougher, teams around us, okay? You look at the goals now, and we are still outclassing Villa, Tottenham, Newcastle, Liverpool, all of these big boys, okay? But in the grand scheme of things, are we going to go toe-to-toe with a team like Man City in possession? We're not. So there are going to be a few weaknesses when you are going to take it into a team like Brighton, but you are still going to walk away, I'm not being funny, as Premier League champions and runners-up in the Europa League. The data hub is also going to look very nice, coming in at 2.34 goals. Not the most, but also not the least. You've got a cracking pass completion, very, very solid at the back, a good amount of shots, and a tidy tackle-win ratio. And then over to Real Madrid, and this was an incredible season. We go invincible in the league, 36 wins, 2 draws. We then going to lift the Spanish Cup quite dominantly in extra time over Barcelona, and the Super Cup 1-0 also over Barcelona, meaning we beat them in both of the cups, and also we beat them in the league. The Champions League, we lose to PSG in the final, but still a very impressive run, where we are going to see Vinicius, Bellingham, even Militao with my updated and nut set pieces really coming in. Thibaut Courtois, beautiful defensive record. Brahim Diaz getting some game time, which is nice to see, and 4 of our players dominate the average rating. 151 goals, over 850 shots, a great amount of dribbles being made, really solid at the back as well. Possession, only 1% behind Atletico Madrid, and the data hub for the first time is going to be just, I thought it was over, but just shy of 4 goals a game. But I mean, we've breached the 91% pass completion, which is incredible. We've also kept a very good defensive record, and we have walked away Spanish treble winners, and I tell you what, close to quadruple winners. Yeah, that was a season. And that Spanish Cup final, it was not easy in the actual 90-minute period. I mean, Barcelona get off to a great start. A great set piece, really well crafted. But we are going to bounce back around about 17 minutes after, with Vinicius getting quite lucky there to actually force a mistake out of him. And it's just direct, through one-on-one. And when we got this goal, the rest of the game was boring. Really, really boring. But extra time, that is not the word I'd use to describe it, because Vinicius just done what he can do. Take on multiple players, really run into everyone, and that is one of the best balls I have seen potentially this year. A great cutback ball and a great run from the Turkish man himself. And to finish it off, it wouldn't be a video, as I say, without a little scrappy set piece. Right then, over to your favourite part of the video. If you are enjoying, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And once again, if you do enjoy rebuilds, make sure you are coming over to Daily Josh. So this channel, but flipped, because we are posted a rebuild once every 2 days. And if you're a Patreon member, you won't be missing out on tons of exclusive tactics and rebuild files that you don't even know are out there. So make sure you are getting stuck in. Not an FM pun. Going over to the tactic, you are going to create your own style, and we are going to load in a 5, we'll go with a 5-3-2, and we are going to build it up from there. So the first thing you want to do is go down to the bottom left and change from balanced all the way up to positive. Now today, we are going to cover a narrow and a wide version of this tactic, so please make sure you're sticking around for all tactic breakdowns, because we use all 3, you're going to need all 3. But let's crack on and start building. So first off the bat, we'll go over the centre-backs. Firstly, I guess it would be the goalkeeper. We are going to deploy a default sweeper keeper, who is simply going to be on support. We're then going to operate with a wide centre-back on the right-hand side, and also the same on the left-hand side, because, again, very similar to the Inzaghi tactic that is going to be coming out very, very shortly, we are playing very, very attacking wing-backs because we have got them to do so, and it makes complete sense. And we've also kept in the middle, actually what it says on the tin, the central defender on cover. But by default, these wide centre-backs on defend will hold their position. They'll stay wider. They do exactly what I want them to do. Therefore, we don't really need to add much more to them, to be honest. Just so we can really understand this tactic a little bit more, we are going to go over and quickly just pop him up there, and let's go over and talk about this sort of 4 block here, because it obviously is going to be a 3-4, then there will be 2, and then 1. So it is going to be a 3-4-2-1. So when it comes to the wing backs, on the right hand side, we are going to use a wing back on automatic, and he is simply going to be told to do quite a fair few things, because it's Jeremy Frimpong, and although this is designed around the Real Madrid system, they're likely to get Trent or sign someone who is really good at attacking, a similar vibe. So we can have these instructions to put in to facilitate that. The right back is going to be told to take more risks alongside of cross more, alongside of run wide, and also get further forward. So quite a lot of instructions, but again, automatic player roles literally have none. So you've got to add your own on, hence why there is going to be 4. On the left hand side, we are going to use another wing back and another wing back on automatic, and he is simply going to be told to do running wide and also getting forward. So a little less compared to the right back, but regardless of that, still is going to play a vital part in this team in going forward and creating opportunities for the front three players. Now, midfield, very, very important we get this right. To help sort of progress the play and actually take advantage of the runs in behind, we are going to use a DLP on support, and he's simply going to be told to mark tight and tackle harder, because by default, he's got to take more passing risks. That would be the only thing I want him to do, and he does that naturally anyway, so we don't need to add anything else. And next to him, we are going to use a ball-winning midfield player on defend, who is simply going to be told to tackle harder, because once again, and mark tight, not tackle harder, because by default, he will tackle harder, hold the position, dribble less, take fewer risks, and shoot less often. And the reason why I've got a bit more of a sensible man here is because the right back is so progressive. He's so attacking. He will really, really push up. And therefore, we need a real sort of deeper player to hold that area. And because the man ahead of him is also going to be very attacking, we need him to be quite reserved, quite calm and composed. So that's exactly why we've gone with actually quite a deep pairing in this area. Speaking of the right-hand side, we are going to use an AM on attack, and he is going to be told to simply dribble more alongside of running wide, roaming, moving into the channels, and also tackling harder. I do want to quickly say in this part of the video, if you are interested in getting all of these wonderful perks, which does include all 3 tactics today, all of my mobile tactics, console tactics, PC tactics, over 200 this year, over 50-60 rebuild files, one-on-one tactical help, access to big monthly giveaways. This month is £900, split between 9 winners, so a very good chance for my lovely community to actually take home some money. Make sure you head on over, because we've also got a 20% offer. The code is going to be on the community tab on YouTube, so if you are going to sign up, please save yourself some money and use the code. It's why I've activated the code. So yeah, make sure you go over there, and I guess we'll use an FM term, get stuck in. And to partner, sorry about that, the AM on the right hand side, we are going to use a shadow striker who is simply going to be set to attack, and he is going to have a couple of instructions, being roam alongside of tackle harder and also mark tight. So again, both of these players really are going to be pressing quite aggressively, both tackling harder, both putting in quite a fair few challenges and really getting the job done. And to finalise it, we are going to have a default advance forward, so nothing too out of the ordinary. Now, going over to the team instructions, we are going to operate with fairly narrow. We are also going to look to pass into the space, focus down the left, focus down the right, while playing out from the back. We're then going to run at defence, because we can really fly forward with this system. The tempo up by 1, the passing down by 1 to shorter. In transition, counter press, counter, play to the centre backs, and simply roll the ball out. Nice and simple. And lastly, out of possession, the high press with the higher defensive line, if I can click it, trap outside, step up more, prevent short goalkeeper distribution, and also a maxed out trigger press. Now, there is a world where Xabi Alonso comes in and plays with wide players, because they have got the option to do that. And also, if that doesn't happen, you've got the option to do it in the game. So I have gone with a winger version, or inside forward version, and it does lay up somewhat similar, but there are a few things that are different. So the advanced forward does remain the same. Obviously, these are very brand new. 2, default inside forwards. I just tried to combine 2 words there. Very interesting, because once again, they already have 5 instructions. We don't need to add anything else. The wing back on the right, take more risks, cross more, get forward and tackle harder, an automatic. On the left, take more risks, cross more often, get forward and also tackle harder. So both of these are going to change to both being exactly the same and both offering the same. These 2 roles in midfield are also the same as the default version, and the back line literally has no reason to change whatsoever. The mentality also doesn't change. What does change is this quite a fair bit. So we're going to go down to fairly narrow. We're still going to pass into the space, but this time, instead of doing any sort of overlapping, we're going to keep the focus down the left and right while playing out, but we are now going to introduce underlapping runs, which is really fun to play with. The tempo up by 1, the passing down by 1, and we are also going to go back in with run at defence. In transition, play to the centre backs, roll the ball out. That should always be the option. Counter press and also counter, because again, that is the Xabi Alonso way. And then we are going to deploy the same line, the high defensive line, much more often, prevent short goalkeeper distribution, step up more, and also trap outside, because it will still funnel them into this area where we can win the ball back. Now, for my defensive viewers, the people that like to maybe play a different way, you're trying to seal out a game, we have gone with a bit of a direct system here to just change things up. Now, this isn't really what I think he's going to do at Madrid. This is more for my FM viewers, okay, than the realistic viewers. These two tactics here is what I believe he will play at Madrid. Mainly this one, to be honest. But this is designed for match engine purpose. To seal out a game, to go into a game and play a different sort of style. So the goalkeeper remains the same. The centre-backs, exactly the same. The wing-backs, both on automatic, both on cross more, shoot less, hold position, ease off tackles, and mark tight. The DM on the left, now on defend, tackle harder, and also mark tighter. This man doesn't change at all. The AM on the right is now on support, on dribble more, run wide, get forward, roam, channels, and also tackle harder. The advanced forward, default, and the shadow striker, attack, roam, tackle harder, and also mark tighter. We've also gone down to balanced when it comes to the mentality. The width does remain the same. The final third, the same. This time, play for set pieces, go and get my new ones, because they score on average at least 15 goals a season if you've got a good centre-back. And I mean, probably like a Van Dijk sort of vibe. So if you've not got someone like that, around about 10 goals a season, which they all help out. So make sure you go and get them. The time wasting, we are going to activate. The tempo remains here. The passing up by 1. Pass into the space, focus down the left and the right while playing out from the back line. In transition, we're going to regroup for the first time ever, counter, slow the pace down, and again, this will never change where we play the ball to, because we've got 3 centre-backs. And lastly, out of possession, the standard line, stay on feet, prevent short goalkeeper distribution, and also a maxed out trigger press to much more often. And that is going to give you the current formation that he plays that I think he will play Real Madrid's way with. I think he can make this work. Bellingham here, obviously Vinicius has played narrow before, which I think can work as well. The same with Rodrigo. And then maybe Mbappe, I'll say maybe, Mbappe has got to be in the team up front. And if they've got Trent in here as well, yeah, it's going to look nice. And if they do want to play with wide players, it will be somewhat playing narrow anyway, but they could start with Vinicius and Rodrigo out here, and they're actually going to be sat here. So it's very similar ways of playing, but hopefully you have enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Once again, make sure you are going over to the Patreon, because we are also going to start posting exclusive tactics on there that are not as popular videos, but still want to be done by my viewers. So make sure you go and get stuck in, and I'll see you in the next one.